First of all, we're going to watch a really quick video on what to do when you've got negative exponents. Okay? Because you cannot leave it as a negative exponent. Alright? So, go ahead, as he's going through the video, in this box, it's key concepts. I want you to write that down on your piece of paper as he's going through it, so that you can look back on it as a reference. Okay? And it says, for those of you that cannot see it, for any non-zero number, a, an integer n, so it's n times a to the negative nth power, you have to change it. So it's 1 over a to the n to the first power. He'll go over it. It's kind of hard to see, actually. But there's an example. So let's go ahead and...
2 to be 1/10 of 1/10, or 1 over 10 times 10, which is 1 over 100, and add a decimal, 0.01. 10 to the minus 3 would be 1 over 10 to the third, which is 1 over 1,000, and that's 0.001. Okay? So that leads us to a rule for exponents. Notice the relationship.
Here's the rule.
A negative exponent can be written as positive when it's moved to the denominator of a fraction. Okay? And that's the rule for negative exponents. For any non-zero number a, so a itself is not zero, and for an exponent that's an integer, a whole number, positive or negative, a to the minus n is equal to 1 over a to the n. So 8 to the minus 5 is 1 over 8 to the fifth. Okay, so let's look at the examples below. Simplify each. X to the minus 3. When I simplify it, I write it without negative exponents. So that's going to be 1 over x to the third. Okay? 2 and 3 are numbers raised to negative exponents, so when you simplify those, you can take the number and multiply it out and leave no exponents in your answer. So why don't you try, first of all, to do numbers 2 and 3, make the exponents positive, and then simplify it so that the expression doesn't have exponents in the answer. And when you're finished, hit continue.
Okay, so what he was saying is when you have a negative exponent, you have to change it to a positive exponent. You cannot leave it as a negative exponent. To do that, you put everything under 1. You just put a 1 over it, and you take the negative away from that exponent. Okay? Here's an example that he was showing us. If you have x to the negative third power, you change it, so you've got a 1 over it, so it's 1 over x to the third power. Does that make sense? When you've got a negative exponent, you put a 1 over it and take the negative away. In the simplest terms, that's all you're basically doing. Does that make sense? Any questions? No? Okay, so go ahead and do number 2 and 3. It's the same concept with numbers as with variables. You're simplifying, not solving. Okay? So your final answer should be in terms of 1 over something. Okay? If you have any questions on what we're doing with number 2 and number 3. Those of you that are not in the video should still be doing the work, though. Okay? If you have questions, just raise your hand and I'll come by and help you out. And if you're done, go ahead and put your pencil down and talk amongst your teammates, once they are done as well, to see if you guys got the same answer. Number 2 says 4 to the negative 4th power. And number 3 says 2 to the negative 5th power. Just to clarify, because it is kind of written small up there. Alright, looks like most of you guys are all done. So let's go ahead and listen to what he says for the answer.
see how you did. 4 to the minus 4 is going to be 1 over 4 to the 4th, and that's 1 over 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. Okay, well, 4 times 4 is 16, times 4 is 64, times 4 is 256, so 1 over 256.
Now that's solving.
And number 3,
So if you
3
had
to the
1
minus
over
5th is
4 to the
1
fourth
over 2
power,
to the 5th.
I will still
2 to
it'll
the
be
5th
good.
is 2 times itself 5 times, and that's 32, so 1 over 32. Okay, well, I hope you came up with those answers, and if you did, it must have been my teaching that led you to understand the process. Okay, so
All right.
take what you've seen here,
So,
continue the process, work carefully, work well.
okay. So for number 2, what he did was he took the 4 raised to the negative 4th power and changed it so it's 1 over 4 to the 4th power. Okay? And then when you do that, when you're solving it, 4 raised to the 4th power, all you're simply doing is 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. Okay? If you need to, you're more than welcome to write it out like he did. Okay? And when he multiplied those 4's together, he got 256, and that's your answer, 1 over 256. Okay? And it's the same process with number 3. You've got 2 to the negative 5th power. You change it by putting a 1 over it. So you would have 1 over 2 to the 5th power, and then 2 to the 5th power. When you multiply it through, it's 32. Do we have any questions with negative exponents on what to do? No? All right. Well, let's find out what we do when we are multiplying. When we're multiplying exponents, we're multiplying the problem, what to do with the exponents. When you're multiplying problems, notice that 6's are the base, and they are the same base. So when you have the same base, you add the powers. Okay? So when you're doing that, you've got 3 plus 5, because it is written there. And 3 plus 5 is 8. Okay? So your answer would be 6 to the 8th power. If you need to, you can expand them and just count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is another way of doing it. Okay? Do you have any questions on what to do with that? Okay, on your piece of paper, make sure you write down when multiplying, you add exponents. So multiplying, add exponents. Any questions on that? No? Alright. Let's do a problem together. We have 23 raised to the 8th power times 23 raised to the negative 5th power. Can someone raise your hand in team 1? And tell me what the next step is. How would you rewrite that? Not the answer, but how would you rewrite that? Good. He said you have to rewrite it by saying 23 raised to the 8 plus negative 5. Okay? So that's what it would look like. You've got 23, 8 plus negative 5. And when you solve that, someone in team 2, can you let me know, what did you get for the answer as far as that is? So it's 23 raised to what number? 2 to the third. All right, let's see if it's correct. It is 23 raised to the 3rd power. Good job. Do you have any questions on how we did that one? No? It's pretty simple, right? It's review. All right, let's go on. Go ahead and do the first 3, or all 3 of them actually. If you need to talk amongst your teammates, so you guys can come up to the same answer. Now this is all multiplying. So you're adding the exponents. If you need to, you can expand them and then count it up. But it gets more difficult the bigger the exponent is because you have a lot more to write out. When you're done, put your pencil down. And when your teammates are all done as well, and their pencils are down, go ahead and talk amongst yourselves. And see if you guys have the same answer. That's good. Because once you get to that point, you can solve it out. Alright, it looks like most of you guys are done. So let's go over it. Team 5. And if you guys raise your hand and let me know, what did you get for the first one? Go ahead.
B12. B12.
B12. And how did you do that?
So B7 plus 5.
Okay, so you did B7 plus 5. Alright, and let's see if that is the correct answer. It is. B to the 12th power. Did everyone else get that one? Raise your hand if you got that. Good job. Okay, so team 3. What did you get for the second one?
7 to the 10th power.
7 to the 10th power. Okay, let's see if that's correct. Good. 7 to the 10th power. All she did is she added the 2 and the 8. So when you're multiplying, you're adding exponents, right? Raise your hand if you got that one right. Alright, you guys know all this. Okay, how about team 4? Go ahead and give me what your answer is for the last one.
16 to the negative 8th power.
16 to the negative 8th power. Let's see if that's correct. 16 to the negative 7. Alright? Can someone raise your hand and explain to us how that is the negative 7?
Because since the second number has an exponent, then you're going to have to make the first 16 have an exponent, which would be 1.
You guys understand? There's an invisible 1 as an exponent when you have this. If you guys did not get this right, make sure you write all the steps down. So you've got 1 plus negative 8. So 1 plus negative 8. And when you do that, you get negative 7. Alright? Raise your hand if you got that one correct. Okay, good. Good. Those of you that did not get it correct, do you guys understand how we did that? Okay. Now, question. Can you leave 16 with a negative 7 exponent? No? Someone raise your hand and let me know. How do you change it? What do you do to it?
You put this 6 and you put it over 1. Oh, you put 1 over 16.
You put 1 over 16,
Yep.
like that? Is that how you do it?
Yeah. Which is what they call it.
Alright, hold on, raise your hand. Raise your hand and let me know. Is that correct?
You have to make the 7 positive.
Good. When you change it, it's a positive 7 now. Okay? Don't forget to get rid of that negative. Alright. Let's go on. Alright, now when you're dividing, all you're doing with exponents is you're subtracting them. It's the same idea, the same concept, but you're subtracting. So when you're multiplying, you're doing what with exponents?
Divide.
When you're multiplying, we're doing
Adding.
what with exponents? Adding. Good. And when you're dividing, you're doing what with exponents?
Subtracting.
What was it? Subtracting. Good. Make sure you have this written down. You don't have to write this word for word. But the main idea is when you're dividing, you're subtracting exponents. Okay? When you're dividing, you're subtracting exponents. Now remember, the bases need to be the same. The bases are 7 in this example. Okay? Make sure you write that part down as well. Bases need to be the same. You guys copy it down, or do you need a few more moments? Good? Alright. Let's go on to the next slide. Alright, we have here y raised to the 15th power divided by y to the 6th power. Team 2. Can one of you guys raise your hand and tell me, how would you rewrite that? What do you do with the exponents? Y raised to the 15 minus 6. Okay? So you have y 15 minus 6. Make sure you're writing down every step. In team 4, can one of you guys raise your hand and tell me, what do you get as an answer?
Y, 9.
Y to the 9th power. See if that's right. Good. You've got y to the 9th power. Raise your hand if you got that answer. All right, good job. Okay, so go ahead and do all 3 problems of these. Okay. Remember what you're doing with exponents. And also remember the concept of a negative or an invisible 1 in front of a variable. Okay? Don't forget that idea. There's an invisible 1 in front of the variable. Once you're done, go ahead and put your pencils down. And make sure you've got the same answer as the other teammates. If you need help, just go ahead and raise your hand. Which one?
17.
Well, you've got 7 on top. And what do you have on the bottom? So treat that as a regular fraction. That's 7 over 1. Forget the b in the exponents for a second. What is 7 over 1? 7 over 1. 7. That's 7. Now, how do you change the b to the 6th power and the b to the 4th power? Good. So then don't forget to add the 7 over 1. Good job. It's the same concept. You've got 6 over 3. Ignore the x and the exponents. got that answer as well for the first one? Did you get that? All right. Well, let's find out if it's correct. It is. When you do that, you've got 4. You've got 4, and you subtract it from 6. So you've got -2 as an exponent. You cannot keep it as a negative exponent, so you change it. And the way to change it is you put it a 1 over it. Good. Change the negative to a positive exponent. All right, good. Team number 1, what did you get for the second one? You got 7b to the what? Second power. Raise your hand if you got that as well. All right, good. Let's find out if it's right. It is 7b to the second power. Don't forget, when you have just a variable, you have an invisible 1. And you treat, when you've got numbers, you treat it like there's no b's. So you've got 7 over 1. When you've got 7 over 1, it equals to 7, right? So that's where the 7 came in. And then you just rewrite the b's as b raised to the 6th minus 4, right? Because when you divide, you subtract exponents, right? So 6 minus 4 is 2, and don't forget the 7 to put back in. All right? Good. And team number 5, go ahead and give me the answer for the last one.
2x3.
You got 2x to the 3rd. Hey, raise your hand if you got that as well. Only some of you? Most of you unsure? All right, let's find out what the answer is and we'll go over it. You are correct. Remember, when you guys have just numbers in front of it, pretend there's no variables and exponents afterwards. So you've got 6 over 3. Or another way of saying it, 6 divided by 3. You get 2, right? And then you just go ahead and rewrite it. So you have x to the 7th minus 4. 7 minus 4 is 3. And don't forget to put the 2 back in front of it. Do you have any questions on that? No? Alright. Let's go to the next one. Okay, when you have exponent raised to an exponent, all you're doing is you're multiplying those exponents. Okay? So look at the first example. You've got 8 to the 4th power raised to the 6th power. You're multiplying 4 times 6. And you get 8 to the 24th power. Okay? So on your notes, go ahead and write down exponent raised to exponent. Then you multiply exponents. Okay? Alright, make sure you have that down on your notes so you can look back onto it. Also, go ahead in your teams, work on the second and the third problem that we have up there. The second step is written out for you. So go ahead and solve it. When you're done, put your pencils or pens down. And when everyone's pencil and pens are down, go ahead and talk amongst yourselves and see if you guys got the same answer. If you have any questions, just go ahead and raise your hand and I'll be around. Alright, we'll do 2 problems. Team number 4, what did you get for the second problem up there? Team number 4.
1, 8, negative 21 power.
Say that again.
1, 8, 21.
Is that what it is? 1 over 8 to the 20%? Raise your hand if you got that answer. Good. 3 times negative 7 is to the negative 21st power. You cannot leave exponents as negative, so you have to change it. Good job. Team number 2. What did you get for the third problem? 4 raised to the 20th power?
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you got that answer. All you guys got it? Good job. That's correct. You've got negative 4 times negative 5. It's a positive. Remember, negative times negative is a positive number. You got 4 raised to the 20th power. Good. All right. Let's go ahead and get into the game. Let me explain to you how we do it. Each of you guys, each team, is going to choose a case number. Pay attention, guys. And that case number is going to be yours. For the bonus round, I'm going to reveal how much money you have in each of your cases that you've chosen. It's very similar to the Deal, No Deal TV show. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's kind of based off of that. Okay? So, go ahead and take a few moments, talk amongst your group, come up with the number that you want as your case number. Alright, team number 1, what case number would you like? 3? Team number 2, what case number? 7. Team 3? Team 4? 2? No! Team 5? 10? Alright. Now, let's go ahead and see who gets to choose the first problem. What's up? Alright, team 3. Oh, it's not doing it again. Alright. What case number would you like to do as a number? As a problem?
7.
Number 7? Okay. When team 3 is doing number 7, that case number is going to be worth a certain amount of money. Okay? All of you guys are going to get a chance to earn that money. If that team does not get the answer correct, everyone else gets a chance to earn that money. Okay? And the goal of this game is to earn the most money. Alright? And there is a prize at the end.
Are we solving it or are we just...
It'll tell you the directions. So you said number 7? Alright, 2 minutes to simplify this one. This one's worth $300. Don't forget what parentheses mean. It means to multiply.
about negative 96 to the fourth power?
Say that again?
Negative 96 to the fourth power.
96 to what power?
Fourth.
Fourth power? Okay. All right, let's find out if it is correct. And the answer is negative 48. A cubed b to the fifth times c. Raise your hand if you guys got that answer correct. Just team 2? Yeah? All right. Can you explain to us how did you do this one? How did you do that?
I multiplied 12 and 4, it's negative 48, and then I added A and A, and then B and B, and then this was
Okay, good. So when you have just the variable, don't forget there's an invisible one. That's an exponent. Okay? Okay? Alright. Don't forget that invisible one, so you're adding the 1 plus 2, that's how you got the 3. And the 1 plus 4, that's how you got the 5. And the C is at the end. Okay, does that make sense how you guys got that? That was their answer. But this is the correct answer. Question?
Wouldn't there be a 1 on the C?
There is, sorry. It's by the parentheses. There we go. Yeah. Okay? Are we good? Alright, so then, Team 2 is the only one who got the answer correct, right? So Team 2 gets $300. Alright, let's go to the next one. Let's go ahead and do Team 2. Choose a number that you want to do. 4? Alright. Make sure everyone does this because you are able to earn that money as well. So number 4. Find the sum. Okay. It's a little trickier because we didn't really go over this one. But you're finding the sum. This one's worth $800. Remember, you can talk to each other to see if you guys come up with the same answer. Think about like terms. And we've got about a minute left or so. When you're done, go ahead and put your pencil or pen down. Seconds left. A. 2A to the 7th power. Okay? That is the answer that they got. Let's see if it is correct. The answer is negative 7A cubed minus 5A squared plus 7A plus 4. Alright, remember when you're adding and you're subtracting, you can only do that with like terms. Okay? So we have a like term as 5A, 2A. We have 3A squared, 8A squared. And we have cubed, and 4 is by itself. Okay? This has to be like terms. Do you remember doing that? Yeah? Okay. So when you're doing it, you've got 5A plus 2A is how you got the 7A. Okay? And you've got 3A squared plus negative 8A squared. How you got the negative 5A squared. And you do the same thing here. We just bring that up because it doesn't have a like term on the other side. And the 4 doesn't have a like term on this side. So they are just put up into the answer. Does that make sense how you do that one? Yeah? Alright. No questions on that one? Okay. Alright. How about team 1? Go ahead and choose a case number for the next question.
12.
12? Alright. Determine what number could replace the question mark. Determine what number could replace the question mark. Think about it. What are the exponents doing on an exponent raised to exponent? And what are you doing when you're multiplying? Okay, this will be our math question, and then we'll go to the bonus round real quick. Make sure you guys talk through this. Some of you guys will be able to help each other. You guys have about 45 seconds left.